surviving this crazy siege. Hezekiah was just like us. It's just that in his case, it was a physical army. It was very clear. He could hear the sound of those who were fighting up against him. And certainly in our case, that is exactly what happens. So we've been talking about some of the strategies that we can use to survive this siege. And we were using Hezekiah's account in 2 Chronicles 32 to help us on that journey. So far, we have covered quite a few of the steps. So we have looked at stopping the flow. Remember, we then talked about repairing those broken sections in terms of managing our vulnerabilities. We've created some height in the spirit. We have reinforced what already exists because we have extended our boundaries. We're not allowing ourselves to retreat. We're extending our boundaries, and we have identified what our defensive and offensive weapons are. And now today, we are going to organize our support system. This is so important because very often when we are in a siege situation, it is critical to have people who can support us with this. So here's what Hezekiah did. The Bible simply tells us that Hezekiah appointed military officers to organize the people so that they would know how they were going to advance. In our lives, we have to do the same thing. Let's think about the people who are in our space, the people who interact with us. Are these people going to be the ones that are going to go forward with us in this situation? Are they going to be the coaches for us? Are they going to mentor us? Are they going to pray us through? Are those the ones that we're going to bounce things off of? You just have to be clear in your mind who those persons are and honestly categorize them as is necessary. Let's not fool ourselves. Every single person who comes into our space is not necessarily going to continue the journey with us. So we just need to be sure of who they are and what roles they're going to play in our lives. So we're going to be talking to God about that. Identify for me who my teachers are going to be, the ones that are going to be able to pour into my spirit, who are going to be able to influence my thinking. And I want to make sure that that thinking is thinking that is biblically sound. So I'm going to identify the persons in my life who are going to play a key role as I am in this battle, as I am surviving this siege. There are voices that I am going to have to silence. There are people who are going to be either partially muted or totally muted because their role is not helping the situation. So think about all those people in your life. Who do I want to influence me? Who do I want to be with me in this journey? Who do I want to support me as I go on? And then I'm going to appoint them. Now, when you appoint them, it means that you have to be willing to work with them. So sometimes we say to someone, I want you to mentor me. And then when the person wants to mentor us, we resist, we don't cooperate, we don't support, we don't do the things that are necessary to help us on our own personal journey. No, if you're going to identify somebody as a mentor, somebody who's going to take you through, then we have to be committed to the process of working with that person. If I'm going to identify someone who is just going to be a cheerleader, someone who's just going to encourage me as I go on, well then that's their role. So as you prepare for overcoming and surviving this siege, begin to look at the officers that you have in your army, right? Begin to identify those. One of the key people you need to have is somebody who's going to pray you through. So that prayer partner or that intercessor that goes to your assembly, whoever that is, somebody who's going to fast with you when you need to fast about what is happening in your life. Those are the key people. The people who you can cry on. In other words, one day you may not be feeling so excited or you're not feeling as strong, but you know that this is somebody that you can go to, you can put your head on their shoulders and you can cry it out a little bit. All of those things are important because as you go to war, you want to make sure you not only have the soldiers that are marching, you need the medics, you need the people who can talk you through when you're going through a difficult situation. So let's get our army of support together. Let's think about, through the power of the Holy Spirit, we're going to identify those people who are going to walk with us on this journey, and we are going to employ them. We're going to partner with them to help us to overcome this siege. Who are you thinking of right now? It may be somebody that you may not have given as much credit to as you should. Let the Holy Spirit lead you in this, because this is really, really critical. You really don't want to go into battle and discover that the person who you've put at the head is really against you. So this is a really, really serious step that you need to take. Ask God to show you. Identify who should be the military officers with you on this journey as you survive this siege.